what's up? We are in Paris and I'm very tired. I will probably be complaining about it for a bit. If you don't know, if you don't follow me on Instagram, over the weekend it was my friend's engagement celebration, so there was more than one situation and I did not sleep a lot, and I'm still weathering the effects of that, especially because Monday night I flew into Paris. Today happens to be June 18th, a Tuesday. Barely slept on the plane, and I can't go to sleep just yet because I have some work to do rather late tonight, because there's a show happening and it ends late, and then I get the assets late, and it's a whole thing. It's really not, but it just means that I can't go to sleep, and all I want to do is go to sleep, but can't do that. Also, I just made a reservation to go to Carboni's. There's like two restaurants in Paris that I love to go to each time I visit. One is Carboni's, which has a really lovely cacio e pepe that has this soy glazed egg yolk on top. There's, on one hand, sometimes I wonder while I'm eating it, I'm like, is this really that good? Why do I come back here? But for some reason, I go back and back and back again. And then the other restaurant that I like to go to is Clamato, which is seafood, and that is like 10 out of 10 would recommend. I'd love to say that. I said that in my last video too. I am a big fan of seafood, and they just have these really interesting combinations. I think the menu is slightly seasonal, so it might change. I mean, I'll find out for sure this time. But yeah, I really do like that place. I think I'll do that on my last day here. I have more free time than I expected on this trip. This is a work trip, but still there are pockets of freedom, and I would like to do things during that time, and I really should have planned my time better, but I did not. But it's okay, we'll wing it, and it's God's plan, everything will be fine. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but it's really cold and chilly. That's why I'm going to Carboni's tonight. I want like warming, hearty pasta, but it's cloudy, slightly rainy, wicked overcast, in the 70s. And when I was here this time last year, it was high 80s, 90s, absolutely hot. Like, I was melting. Everyone was melting. And now this is such a like switch up, and it's kind of, I mean, yes, I did look at the weather, but I thought it was lying to me. So I brought, Adidas shorts, basketball shorts, Comsi boxer shorts, and like linen pants, and this weather is just not it at all. Like, I'm wearing a sweatshirt. I mean, then again, I do tend to wear sweatshirts at rest, but yeah, it's chilly. The final thing I want to talk about is the books that I brought with me. I packed, I think, 5 books with me and my Kindle. So we have All Fours by Miranda, July, which I'm about 100 pages in, very like quirky, very like lots of levity, but we have another 200 pages to go, and I still don't really know where we're going or what's going to happen. And I from what I've heard from my friends, it does seem like things get a little crazy. And then after that, I have brought with me Butcher's Crossing by John Williams, which is my second novel by him. And that is a very different vibe from All Fours, but it's really grounding. And it's kind of, think of it as a Blood Meridian situation, like just that kind of, men out in wilderness doing shit, and how that's going to change them, I guess, is where we're going with it. And it's very like eerie and interesting to see how Williams is focusing on this young man who is looking to find himself, but doing so in a way that I think will have dire consequences. I've also brought with me a Joan Didion novel, couldn't tell you which one, Seasons of the Migrations to the North. The title's something like that, but that seemed like that was a last minute addition, something like I just slipped in there because I was feeling frisky. And then the final book that I brought with me is Minor Details. And then did I tell you I also brought my Kindle with me, which has infinite possibilities, and there's Middlemarch that I'm still working through on audio, but I have a long ways to go with that one. I'm still only in book 3. And yeah, I'm probably getting late for my reservation, so I'm gonna see you at dinner. Hi, I just came back from dinner. Dinner was actually very lovely. I got an appetizer, crudo, with, it was either grapefruit or like blood red oranges, mustard seeds, a kind of what I think is a ponzu sauce, but I might be wrong. And then there was spicy radish. That was like appetizer. And then for main, I got the cacio e pepe, which I've already discussed. For my reading material, I brought along All Fours by Miranda July. And while I was eating the appetizer, I got to the first of 2 bathroom scenes that are like back to back. If you know, you know. And while I was like having the appetizer, which is like refreshing, the crudo is so light and the mustard seeds gives a beautiful crunch, and I had just bitten into the citrus fruit, whatever it may have been, and get that like splash of liquid in my mouth. It is right as Davy was standing in the loo doing his, and narrator comes along and she does, and I was like, I don't know if this is appropriate material for while I'm eating. This is not dinner reading. And I kept going. I was having so much fun there, just like reading and eating. It took me forever to finish my pasta. They definitely gave me way more sauce because a girl sitting next to me, woman sitting next to me, ordered the same main. She had the burrata and olives for her apps, and she was eating it, and I could see they gave her less sauce and they gave me so much sauce, so it really took me forever to work my way through it. And yeah, when I left and I was paying the waitress, she asked me about my book because I was just completely lost in the book. This is such a fun book to be reading, just not appropriate in certain situations. And yeah, now I'm home. I think I'm going to read a bit more and plan for tomorrow.
Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien.
Excited. You couldn't tell from that little dance. I was walking to an event I had to go to, and I had time, okay? And what did I happen to stumble across on my walk? A whole entire shop selling Sunny Angels and accompanying ephemera of whatever other little figurine brands there are that I'm just not aware of. And what did I do? Like, there were so many, you don't even want to know. Like, I was overwhelmed, but I snagged 2. I got one from I don't know, I'm at a loss of what to talk about. This one is the fruit series, this one is the flower series. Touch wood, I get some nice ones. I don't know if there's scissors, but we're grabbing a knife just in case I need it to open it. I was watching Sunny Angel hauls, like 1 or 2, because I was trying to, I don't know why actually, whatever. And I guess when people get these, they refer to like opening them as like, I pulled whatever. So let's see what I'm gonna pull. Oh my god. Today, cloudy, yeah, as I mentioned, it's hecka cloudy out here, but there's some sun right now and it's really nice. I just came back from another walk. Ooh. Okay, I do need the knife. Are you ready for this? Okay, I got a little grape guy. So cute. Now let's move on to the next one. Something from the flower series. I mean, the grape one is cute. Yeah, I'm happy with the choice. Grape is cute. Not my absolute favorite, but not the worst one. This one I'm pretty excited for because they're quite unique. As unique as you could be as a little naked baby with fruit flowers on your head. Probably not the most, the safest way to open it. Who knows what it's gonna be. Aww. I wasn't expecting this one, but this is cute. This is very pretty. I like it. I don't even know what this is. What is that? Is this the secret one? I'm looking at the wrong way. Goodness gracious. Okay, what is this? Let's see what this is. This is the tulip. How cute. Oh my goodness. I kind of want more of these. I think this one is far superior than the fruit series. But you know what? It is what it is. Why did I open these so poorly? How am I going to travel with these? Okay. It's fine. Anyways, yeah, that's that. I feel I have energy. I did have a second coffee today. So I'm gonna like try to plan and figure out what I'm gonna be doing for the rest of my time here when I'm not working. And I just really love the city of Paris. I don't know why it is. Even though it's kind of cloudy, like I'm still just happy to be walking around here, and it's just so nice. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. See you. Bonsoir. I thought we should do a petite grocery store haul because I just went to the grocery store and grabbed the essentials. First up, we have 6-pack of sparkling water. We have some ciggies, only 2. I got some granola. This is a little precarious because I have a nut allergy, and I think this was the safest. I did run it through the Google Translate just to be sure, but you can never really know. These strawberries that are so fudging cute and small, and you know, our strawberries in America, they're like genetically modified, so they're like massive, but these looked adorable and I'm excited to try these. These were like €4.99, I think. But then there was like 500 strawberries that you could get for $7.99, so I don't think I was clever. I should have bought the bigger, like massive, a crate full, but I didn't do that. Then I got a little cucumber because I like to munch on cucumbers. And then I got some cheese, and tomorrow I'll pick up a baguette and with my coffee, and that will be like brekkie. So that's the grocery haul. All of this was 20 something. I don't know. It seems like a lot, but also not. I'm not the best at gauging the cost of groceries necessarily. I took a nap earlier today, like 6 o'clock. I slept for basically an hour, like with my sweater underneath, and then I put this Champion sweatshirt on top. I'm nice and toasty, even though it's like 70 degrees out, but it's kind of chilly, you know? It's not a warm 70 degrees, it's a cold 70 degrees. And now I just have to finish up a little bit of work, and I'm gonna read. I really want to finish All Fours by Miranda July, and I want to finish not even finish Butcher's Crossing. I don't think I can manage, but like make some headway because I'm kind of only 100 and something pages in that, and let's like wrap something up. But I'll talk to you guys later. Tomorrow I think will be a busy day, so who knows if you'll get this many updates. I just can't get over this. It's 10 p.m. and look at the sky. It's incredible.
j'ai allumé le feu. Mes chagrins, mes plaisirs, je n'ai plus besoin de balayer les amours avec leur trémolo, balayer pour toujours. Je repars à zéro.
What's up, guys? I lost the plot on the vlog, and it is what it is. I've been in Paris, and some moments were busy, some moments were not, some moments were spent waiting for more feedback from the work that I had to do, and that makes it so that I have less desire to do anything else. I had some good food. I did not go to Clamato, which is wild. I was speaking so lovingly about it, and I kind of wish that I did go, because I ended up going to a different seafood restaurant, and yes, the food was good, but I kind of ordered a bit poorly. Like, first of all, I got 3 mussels and the langoustine. I don't know how you say that fish, but it was like really good, but I got like a little stressed. We're not even gonna go into it. And then I got a ceviche, but I wish I had gotten, there was another ceviche type situation. This one was more lemony, and I think I would have preferred that versus the one that I had, which was nice. It was more like, I don't know, I think kind of like Vietnamese flavored, and I don't know if that's just because I've had banh mi's twice while I've been here, and like those flavors are on my mind, but there was cilantro, cucumbers, and something else that was like quite interesting, and like a few tiny slivers of a red pepper. And right now I'm doing something controversial for those of you guys who know. I'm having a croissant. I've spoken before about my controversial opinions on croissants. This one, though, is almond and chocolate, and you know what? I kind of wish I didn't get it, but I did, so now I have to finish it. And I also was walking about, and I found, I really like marzipan. I don't know if you guys knew that. And I found this shop that was, but I don't have a big sweet tooth. I didn't want a lot. I got 2 of these. Cute little, I don't know, I don't know if these are cherries or cranberries, but I got 2 of these. Yesterday was the Kids Super Show, and it was really cool. They collaborated with Cirque du Soleil, so it was a show, a fashion show, but then also, you know, there was a performance of epic proportions. And then the finale had a song by Raf Sapera, who's a Punjabi artist, and I'm pretty sure I used his music in my Mumbai vlog that I recently posted. And after the show, I was like frazzled completely, ran up to him and was like, that was so cool, can I please get a photo? Took the photo, and then I dipped. Like, I didn't even make any small talk, nothing like that, but whatever. This morning, I finished All Fours by Miranda July, and I'm also still reading Butcher's Crossing. I am like almost at part 3 in Butcher's Crossing. Wow, I'm really all over the place. Butcher's Crossing part 3. It's interesting the way that this is structured, because our main protagonist is Will. He's a young boy who has come to the West has left his home in Boston, has left academia, and wants to see the world. And he's like searching for something, but he doesn't know what that is. And he sets off on this expedition with enigmatic man named Miller Schneider, who's hella grumpy, and honestly, rightfully so. Like, I would definitely be the Schneider of the group, because they got swindled. And then there's Charlie, who lost his arm a couple years ago because of frostbite. And they go to this like one quite remote area hunting for buffalo, and they find over 5,000 buffaloes, and they kill almost all of them. And it's this like bloodbath of violence and destruction, and you see how it is tearing the men apart. And I don't even, like, on some hand, it's such a what they've done is inhumane. But they don't really recognize it as such. However, this trip where there are 4 men, they are all, as the time is passing, spending more and more time apart and growing very isolated and kind of losing touch with their humanity, even though I don't think they necessarily recognize that the act that they have done is inhumane, though sometimes Schneider makes some comments. So that is like trying to wrap up shortly. Hopefully, maybe today I can manage. And then I finished All Fours by Miranda July this morning. And, you know, it's a really interesting book. It was my first time reading any Miranda July. I've also not seen any of her films. I did not really know who she was until about 6 months ago or whatever, when I wrote about her in one of my Gemini newsletters. So when is Gemini season? Is she a Gemini? I think she's a Gemini. I've also really dropped the ball on my newsletter. I need to get back on that. And the book, though I personally do think that there are moments where it's very twee. Like this protagonist, an unnamed protagonist who is a semi-famous artist who has dabbled in many different mediums, you may or may not know her, is really quirky. And it reminds me of the character of like New Girl, and like it's like twee ultimately, even though there is a lot of intriguing sex related stuff. So there's that stuff, and things get a little outlandish and over the top, and this character like is silly. But the overarching like conversation and what we're really looking at is her transition in her midlife, but it's a result of her hormones. So her midlife crisis is caused by her hormones, which is something that all women go through as they experience perimenopause and then menopause. And so in that regards, I think that this like novel is worth reading and everyone should read it. I think what I was thinking about before, and what had made me want to pull out the camera because I wanted to say this, was that men's midlife crisis is attributed to their acknowledgement or recognition of mortality, that the end is nigh. Yet women, I think, are always aware of this mortality, but it is more like stronger as a result of their hormones. They're experiencing like all these crazy things, like the symptoms are wild, and that's not really what men experience. Men just, and so it's like in that regards, I'm like, this is such a fascinating book that I do think so many more people should be reading, because it's straight up talking about perimenopause and that transition in a woman's life, and shedding light on one's recognition that they're losing their youth and their desirability, and their desire is also possibly changing. Like, what does that really mean? When you thought of yourself as X for the majority of your life, then you had one switch, and then you're like, okay, like you finally get used to it, and then something else happens again. And it's just like, how much can we really bear? And we're seeing as the author's like moving through her life, she's talking to her friends. She's a really chatty lady. Like if I was going through this stuff, I would not be yapping away. Annoying that I use that word. And so she's chatting with like her bestie Jordy, and then she's also chatting with other women who are older primarily, who've gone through this transition. And at first when she goes to them, because she's coming from a place of fear, she's asking them all these questions, and they're telling her the reality, but the dark stuff. But then when she like has a perspective shift, she goes to them again, and she's like, okay, like what was the best thing of this transition? And I like almost cried reading those like not anecdotes, but those revelations that the women were sharing about how they felt more free or just at ease, at peace in a way that they didn't beforehand. And I think that's quite an interesting thing, and more people should read this book. But what the book is also like, a good chunk of this book is focused on the narrator's emotional affair with this young 31-year-old man named Davy, who's a dancer, and you're seeing the ways in which dance can be an ecstatic, transformative practice, and the importance of art, I guess you could say. Like that is a lot of it, and like a lot of the book is almost centered on like a will they or won't they engage upon an affair, or like really make their love physical. And it went on for a long time, let me just tell you. But my biggest gripe with that was that personally I was like, this kid's 31. I don't know what 31-year-old has that much self-control. yeah, anyways, those are my thoughts. I'll talk more about it. I was like, I don't know, should I make an individual video? Like, so many thoughts. And it's interesting because at the same time, I recently finished If Only by Vigdis, by my girl Vigdis, and she wrote Is Mother Dead? And in If Only is looking at her relationship, this 10-year-long relationship with a man who's also like about 10 years older than her, and she's also really like contemplating desire and like sublimating the self through love, which is just an interesting contrast with what book did I just read? All Fours. And it's interesting, like, you can make the comparison, like, they're definitely in dialogue, but they're not, like, perfect and absolute. If Only is thematically much, you know, there's less humor. All Fours is very humorous and, like, silly, whereas If Only does have, like, the tiniest bit of humor, but it's really the humor that you find upon the situation, which ultimately is very funny, because she's really, like, invested a lot into this guy who's kind of a dick. But yeah, tonight is my last night in Paris. I'm switching from this situation into a hotel for the night that's closer to the airport, because I don't know how, but somehow I booked my Airbnb without acknowledging when my actual flight would leave. And I kind of do this fairly often. Like, there's always something a little off that I mess up, but whatever. It all worked out. And yeah. This might be the end. Maybe there'll be a few more clips, but thanks for watching. I hope you had fun. This top that I'm wearing, it is by the Frankie shop, and I picked it up from the tailors. I don't know, did I speak about that? I had to go to the tailors for like 2 weeks. Actually 2 months, but whatever. Anyways, I hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Talk soon.